soon as possible. Thank you. All right, 4AB over 12ABC. I've been going fast. Is there anybody who wants to contribute and tell me what we do on this one? Okay, go ahead, Pepper.
Don't you get rid of the A to B's cancel out, so it's 4 over 12C, which you then can reduce?
That's right. Okay, the 4, okay, first of all, the 4 goes into 12, despite Michael's there. The 4 would cancel into the 12, okay? Leaving 3 on the bottom. Okay, 4 into 12 3 times. A, B's cancel. You're right. Boom and boom. The C's left on the bottom, and we're left with 1 on the top, nothing else, just 1 and 3C on the bottom. Simple as that. A little tricky. Try it, practice it, understand it. The A, B's cancel. Be careful with the 4 over 12. It becomes 1/3. 1 over 3. All right? Any other questions on that? A plus B equals B plus A. The commutative principle means you switch them. So whatever it is, you switch them. 5 plus 7, 7 plus 5. If you're asked to write a problem using the commutative principle, then go ahead and do it. It's easy. What says x plus 7 equals what? Exactly. Just that simple. There's a couple problems on the final like that. Don't fail that, man. Those are easy problems. Get them. Pick them up. Pick up the extra points. Pay attention. I know. A plus B plus C equals A plus B plus C. Now notice with the associative principle, whether it's adding or multiplication, what you're really doing is just shifting the, okay? This is, I would put here, you can make a note in your notes, switch positions. And on associative, you're just, I guess you could say you're shifting the parentheses.
The writing.
I know, the writing's a trick, but hey, it's a tricky thing. All right, so right down here, the kind of question you'll get is like here. You'll get something like this. Make up a problem that uses the associative principle. So how are we going to do that? Somebody want to come up with that? Thanks. Anybody? Pepper.
I got 7 parentheses 4 plus 3 equals 4 parentheses 3 plus 7.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, 7 plus 4 plus 3 equals, now, I'm not sure if you said this, but this is what it should be. You just shifted the parentheses. All you did was regroup them in a different way. Okay? Same thing. Anybody have a problem with that? Because that's pretty straightforward. You just, some of you get confused, or you used to get confused. Thank you. These are easy. Well, first of all, percent problems. Some of them are easy, some aren't. 0.89? Because it's an 89 over 100, right? Yeah. 89, anything when it's a percent is equal to 80, something over 100, which equals 0.89. So that one, yeah, I'd say that's pretty straightforward. 2/5 is a percent. Well, again, you need to get 2/5 equals something over 100. Yes, 4/10, which is equal to 40 over 100. The long way is to go cross multiply now, and x equals 40. So our percent is 40%. Okay? There's different ways to do it. Yeah, an easier way is, as you point out, 2/5. 2/5 is really, yeah, you could divide 5 into 2 equals, if I were to go, this would be 5 times 20 on the bottom, 2 times 20 on the top, and it equals 40 over 100. Again, a percent is always a fraction over 100. If you don't like fractions, then go ahead, divide 5 into 2. Another method would be to go to 5 into 2. Yeah, if that's what you like, then that's fine. That's good. 5 into 20 goes 4 times. This is 0.4, and then 0.40, and it's done. Okay?
Question.
Yes.
5x equals, what is that number?
200.
It looks like 200.
Which one are we talking about? 5x equals 200. Yeah, I'll do it again. Okay, you got it. Yeah. 5 is what percent of 200? All right, well, here's the way I do it. I know everybody's got a different way. 25 equals, is an equal sign. What percent of 200? X over 100 times 200. Okay, that's the way I set it up. I know you have all these other methods. This is just what I'm showing you. 25 over 1. So this is actually the same thing as saying, this is the proportion. 25 over 1 equals 200x over 100. And if I cross multiply, well, first of all, these are going to cancel. I'm going to get 2,500 equals 200x. And I'm going to get x equals, when I divide 200 into that, it's going to be 12.5. Okay, it's 12.5%. So now always think about, does it make sense? 25 is 12.5% of 200?
Yep.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. That's fine. So because 25 out of 200, it happens about, about 12.5% of the time. Let's go down a little bit. I'll extend the page. 90% of what number is 45? So again, this is the way I do it. You might have a different method. 90 over 100 times x is 45. That's the way I do it. So I've got my proportion set up. 90x over 100 equals 45 over 1. Now I cross multiply. I get 90x equal to 4,500. And I divide by 90. I'm not going to do it, right on every step because you guys should know this by now. It is equal to 450 over 9 is equal to 50. And that is making sense, I hope. 90% of 50, 90% of, always write it out, of 50 is 45. And it does make sense, okay? 90% of 50 is 45. I like that. It makes sense to me. Okay? What's that number? Equals simple, minus 2/5. Okay? Negative 2/3 minus negative 3/5. The problem here is you're going to have to add, subtract, divide, and compare integers and rational numbers. And these are not the same denominator, so I'm going to change it. And this is going to be, I'm going to make it 15 on the bottom. So 3 times 5 is 15. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Minus negative, now we've got 5 times 3 on the bottom and negative 9 on the top over 15. We've got double negatives. Negative times a negative is positive. So we add the opposite, what you say. So this is going to be negative 10 plus positive 9 over 15. Okay? And that equals negative 1 over 15. Okay? Again, these should be relatively simple, but they're tricky. And don't underestimate them. No matter who you are, no matter what your grade is, even if you got an A, these are tricky. Be careful. They're set up that way. Double negatives, negative in the front. Note the denominator is not the same. There's a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of ways you can trip up. So be careful. 7.3. Negative 2.4. I'm going to go ahead and add the opposite. Plus negative 7.3. Okay? Plus 108. I've rewritten everything. Please do that. Rewrite everything. Okay? I'm going to make sure that this problem is separate. Negative 2.4, now it's easy. Negative 2.4 and 7.3 is going to be negative 9.7 plus 108. And that equals, well now it's a little tricky because we've got a negative decimal and a positive number. It's going to be 108 minus 9.7. Okay, it's 108 minus 9.7. And what do you get?
99.3.
What is it? 99.3?
I guess. I just.
Or is it
poor mental math.
98.3, 99.3? Not quite. I think it's 98.3, Pepper, but you're pretty darn close.
I'm proud of myself.
No, because it's negative 3/4 divided by 19 over 8 is negative 3/4 times 8 over 19. And that's the same we were doing before. So it's negative 24 over 4 times 19. Well, actually, we should probably go ahead and strike out. See, this is 1 over 2, right? Because they're common denominators. So I'm going to make my life and your life easier. So that's actually going to be negative 6 over 19. And
Is that 3 over 4 over 1?
That's, yeah, there's 3 over 4, but the 4 goes into the 8, right? 4 cancels into the 8. Okay? Because the 4 goes into the 8 one time in the bottom, 2 on the top. So you divide by 4 on the bottom, you get 1. You divide by 4 on the top, you get 2. Okay? All right. So this one here, you've got to compare and make sure you understand that these got to be the same. To compare them, you have to have the same denominator. So this is going to be 36 on the bottom. 9 times 4 is 36. And now this over here becomes 4 times 9. The top is negative times 9 as well. You get negative 27. Sorry, that was 4 times 9. This has got to be negative 28.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
And this is going to be negative 27 over 36. And now, which one's bigger?
The right.
The one on the right. This one's bigger because it's less negative. So there we go. Over here, negative 3.0 is what? Less negative than negative 3.1, right? So negative 3.0 is actually going to be greater than negative 3.111. Okay? Again, the more negative it is, the bigger negative it is, the less, the smaller the number is. Okay. So you divide